It's been too long, Your Highness. But try to temper your joy, will you? This is a war after all.
To say such a thing at a time like this. You have not changed one bit.
Don't let looks deceive you. I've had a rough go of it ever since I crossed blades with those traitors in Ferdiad. When I heard you'd been executed, I rushed there as fast as I could, blind with fury. When I got there, I was fed some garbage about not being able to see your body. The next thing I knew, I was gripping my blade and... Gilbert, you have done well to locate His Highness. I am truly grateful. And you, I have you to thank as well.
You roll for.
Well, we are in your debt. I will repay you for this someday, I swear it.
No,
And you,
Dave.
Felix, you have also done well to bring His Highness here.
Tell us all you know, Rodrigue.
I'm afraid there's not much to tell. You are aware that the western region of the kingdom was taken by the Empire, correct?
Yes, so I have heard. They are now calling it the Fargus Dukedom, or some nonsense.
If you know that much, then the rest won't take long. Enemy or not, it's undeniable that Cornelia's plan was nothing short of genius. After seizing power, she invited the Imperial army to Ferdiad. There she reorganized her troops and then sent soldiers to hunt me down. Because of that, we were forced to act defensively, and now we're being forced into a difficult battle. She's been controlling the situation all along.
Oh.
So that's been the witch's plan from the start. I should have killed her ages ago.
Your Highness, Ferdiad is in a terrible state right now. The tyranny is unbearable, and so the rebellions are endless. Refugees starve to death in the streets. If I may speak freely, Your Highness, we should change course for Ferdiad and take down those traitors before we embark to Areadbhar.
Right.
There's no time for that. We must annihilate Areadbhar before all else.
Think this through. I understand wanting to destroy the Empire and the Emperor. I want that so much it hurts. But which is more important, the dead or the living?
Silence!
No, Dmitri. You will hear me out.
Are you asking me? Asking the dead to forgive that woman?
No, I would not ask that of you. What I am asking is that you allow us to prioritize the kingdom capital over the imperial capital for now. As Lambert's close and trusted friend, I am confident that he would have advised the same.
Do not dare to put words in the mouths of the dead. They are your words alone, even if you borrow their lips. Until I offer up that woman's head, Father will remain a slave to his lingering regret and hatred. Even now, he suffers. It is ceaseless. As we waste time with idle chatter, his suffering continues.
You are my king, our king. Wherever you lead, we will follow. But Your Highness, there are those who take up their sword in the name of revenge and yet along the way, lose the strength and composure to follow through.
Uh-huh.
You do well to bear that in mind. Ah, I nearly forgot. Take this, Your Highness.
Oh,
The
we're
time has
finally
come
getting
for it
this
to be
weapon?
wielded by its true master.
Areadbhar. The hero's relic once wielded by my father.
The very same. I managed to steal it back from one of Cornelia's underlings in Ferdiad.
Understated as ever, Father. It must have been a true struggle to get it back.
I am grateful, my friend.
Gilbert, Professor, may I request something of you? I wish to fight at your side.
Senile already, old man? Who will protect our territory?
I expected it would come to this, so I left those matters to my younger brother. He has my complete faith. I must keep my promise to our fallen king, to my dear friend.
Thomas?
A very old one. I swore it nearly 10 years ago. Now then, Your Highness, let's destroy the Empire together. My men and I will spare no effort. I pray that you are right, and that this will save the kingdom.
Got the weapon. Oh, what does it do? Iceberg. Ah. Hmm. Let's put that on instead of.
Our orders are to capture Areadbhar by striking the enemy's stronghold directly. How familiar are you with the geography of Fodlan?
Not very familiar.
The kingdom and the empire are separated by the impassable Ogma Mountains. Legend has it that Saint Seros once crossed over those mountains to fight against the fell king Nemesis. But don't fool yourself. Leading a large army over such steep mountains would be near impossible.
In order to infiltrate the Empire, we have no choice but to go around the mountains, either to the east or to the west.
Let's go west.
I believe that may be difficult. After all, the western region of the kingdom is already loyal to the Empire.
I see.
Perhaps we should consider going east, using the route that passes through Alliance territory.
The Alliance is currently split in two. Those who stand with the Empire and those who are against it. Leading the Imperial faction is House Gloucester, while House Regan leads those who oppose.
Okay.
We should take advantage of their internal conflict and proceed east along the mountains until we reach the Great Bridge of Myrden in Alliance territory.
The Aramid River divides Alliance and Empire territory. There are many large bridges that cross it. However, the Great Bridge of Myrden is by far the largest, and it is also closest to the monastery. I believe you crossed that bridge 5 years ago on your journey to the Battle of the Eagle and Lion. I'm afraid it's a possibility, but it's still more practical than passing through the west.
Perhaps our next move should be to contact House Regan and request their cooperation.
Would they help us?
Claude of House Regan is the leader of the Alliance and is firmly against the Empire. They are the enemy of our enemy. In other words, hopefully, a friend.
Are you suggesting that we ask House Regan to engage the Gloucester soldiers?
I am. If we take the bridge, then House Gloucester will no longer be able to receive support from the Empire. There's no way a man as wise as Claude would refuse our request.
I see.
And once we manage to capture the Great Bridge and gain a foothold into the Empire,
then we cross Gronder Field and head south toward Areadbhar.
But if we get attacked from both sides, we'll have to fight people from the Alliance, won't we?
Speaking of House Gloucester, I wonder how Lawrence is holding up. If we meet him again, it will probably be as enemies. To be honest, I'd rather avoid seeing him altogether.
If you do not wish to kill familiar faces, do not tarry over the corpses of the dead.
Good advice.
Prepare yourselves. It is time to steel your souls for the task at hand.
Get ready.
Part 2. Azure Moon. Lone Moon. The Rose-Colored River. The Kingdom Army meets with Rodrigue in Aelel, the Valley of Torment. With the strength of House Fraldarius on their side, the time to invade the Empire is finally at hand.
Get in.
even though it's in ruins, in some strange way, this monastery never truly changes, does it?
No, not at all.
I studied at the Officers' Academy when I was young. Those memories come rushing back whenever I return. What are you doing here at this hour anyway? It's the same for me. Perhaps you'll allow me to join you. Much appreciated.
What?
I keep recalling my eldest son. He was quite gifted. In fact, he was appointed a knight at the age of 15.
Yes, Glenn.
I still vividly remember the day he was granted a sword from His Majesty.
Yeah?
Dead. He was killed 9 years ago in Dusker. All that returned of him that day were his sword and his armor. After it happened, I said something horrible to Felix. He's hated me ever since, and I don't blame him. No matter how much you grieve, the dead will never return. No magic in the world can bring them back. That's why their memory clings to the living like a curse. The more they were loved, the tighter their hold, and the more suffering they cause. I fear I am not a strong enough man to scold His Highness for his foolishness.
What? That is true.
Right you are. As adults, it is our responsibility to scold him and help him find his way again. I come off as so self-important, but really, I'm just a failure of a man.
I wouldn't say that.
Professor, I entrust the young prince and the future of Fargus to you.
Very unexpected. Kind of me.
I suppose that was a dramatic way of putting it. My apologies. You should know that I have no intention of insisting that you take back Ferdiat. All I ask is that you continue to rein in Dimitri's manic desire for revenge.
Sure.
Now then, we have received House Regan's consent. All that's left is for us to depart. If we make it through Gloucester territory and across the Great Bridge of Myrddin, we'll be in Empire territory. You are not afraid, are you?
Not at all.
Yes. Such is war. I'm glad you were the one to lead the Blue Lion House, Professor. I mean that.
Hey. Yeah, sure. Of course. We always participate.
You look like a cat that's been sprayed with water.
Thanks.
What? You don't think I should sing the high notes?
I hope this song reaches the goddess's ears.
Not bad at all.
Looks like I'm getting it.
Yeah! A rank! Got quite a bit learned. Got. Okay. Major accepted the battle gear of the
Whatever it takes.
4 classes. Okay. Well, first off, certification. Wait a shit. Why am I clicking on that one? I want him to use. What's my chances on Falcon Knight now? It hasn't went up at all. Felix, we need to get you up a bit more. Maybe get you. But it's alright being You get Bow Knight. Very likely get Bow Knight. I'm sure once he gets up the level, you get Bow Knight unlocked. Warlock's great. But I do. Just going to learn Gramarye and get Gramarye worked on. Ingrid, you're fine. Yeah. Demetrius is our support. Okay. You're gonna have quite a bit of support. B class. That's what I'm gonna do before I forget it. I'll finish off High Lord. What's Great Lord give me? Somewhere. Okay, so we'll get High Lord finished.
Whatever it takes.
And we'll work on the rest later. So Paul said done. Thank you all so much for watching the stream. I hope you all enjoyed. Good luck. Have fun. Goodbye.